Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your Gemini magical attraction message for April 2023. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, comments, anything that you do at all to support the channel. I love doing these readings, and I just hope that I'm putting out messages that are helping you in some kind of way. Okay, Gemini, let's see what's going on because very interesting reading for you. You had a lot of cards in the reverse for some of your oracle messages, and even some of your cards in your general messages, as far as your tarot cards. A lot of them came in challenge positions, so you got a lot going on. So let's get into it. Okay, Page of Swords. So, really having, maybe some creative thinking right now, perhaps getting some epiphanies, just trying to really come up with some ideas is what I'm getting just based on the imagery of the card, how hard she is thinking with the pen in her mouth. That's contemplation. Perhaps maybe some messages of truth, perhaps, because this is the swords. But let's see what else we have for clarifiers. We have the strength in the challenge position, as well as the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. So perhaps, trying to get creative and gathering some strength relative to this Queen of Pentacles, who's balanced, who's very, very stable, who's very, very independent, because you want to either have some kind of celebration or make some kind of offer, perhaps of commitment of some sort. Crowning energy was the Three of Wands. So you're waiting for something, maybe perhaps to come up with this idea of how to do this, perhaps a message of some sort, perhaps. Because you have, as clarifiers, you have the King of Pentacles. There's a match here from a Pentacle standpoint, King and Queen here. After walking away, and learning some things about manifestations, healing, perhaps that had to be done with the star energy, perhaps, or this is maybe your hopes and dreams. You see here we have the um, pouring out the water, also, which means maybe you've transmuted some energy as well. So with the King of Pentacles, maybe the King of Pentacles had to walk away after they learned something, and healed. And that's perhaps maybe what they're waiting on. It's maybe they are waiting on the opportune time or moment, or this is you, or somebody around you. Very interesting energy. Now we're going to move on to the what's underlying, which is the Ace of Wands. This, creative, brand new beginning kind of thing. This Knight of Wands coming straight in with this passionate message kind of thing. But this is painful. This is heartbreak here with the Three of Swords. So maybe there's a painful message that's coming in, about this creative beginning, and maybe this person, doesn't, want this with you, or you don't want it with them. It's very interesting energy. So what led up to this is the Ten of Pentacles in the challenge position. So there was, some stability here, some prosperity, everything was going well. Or maybe this is challenging you at this time. You thought it was, but maybe it's not now. King of Swords here is about, cutting out things. The King of Swords has the sword of truth from Archangel Michael, and they're only interested in the truth. Okay. The challenge position here is the Queen of Swords. So again, another match. So there's a lot of people in this. Okay. So the King and Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is standing up to the King of Swords. That's what I'm getting there. About this Ten of Pentacles situation that's a challenge, right? Meaning that, maybe they don't want it. Maybe the king does, the queen doesn't. That's why she's challenging. Or maybe this is about some kind of independence or some money here, also. Because there is some sorrow here with the Five of Cups. Somebody was looking at the three down when they should have been looking at the two up. A cycle closed out, and now somebody's all in their heads. And I can't figure it out if it's the Queen of Swords who's in their heads, or the King of Swords who's in their heads. Like this is like a lot. I'm gonna tell you honestly, normally I can make heads or tails out of something, but this is a lot. So there's a lot of people in this situation. And the outcome is again confirmation, the three of swords here. So again, heartbreak of some sort, whether this is you and or again, somebody around you who's going through this. But this is about a hanged man and getting a new perspective, gaining some spiritual wisdom here after following, going within and learning to trust your intuition, which is going to lead perhaps to some nine of swords here, which is all up in your head, over analyzing, overthinking, could potentially even be, some anxiety, fear, even. Relative to this situation with this heartache. So maybe, you didn't see a situation, or whoever's involved didn't see the situation clearly. And they needed to go within. And now that they've gone within, they're seeing the intuition, they're seeing things in a whole new, brand new way. And this is causing them anxiety because perhaps they caused you some pain, some heartache with this Three of Swords, or this is you doing to somebody else, or it's a whole bunch of people doing it to other people. I don't know, because this this is a lot, but we're gonna try to get through it anyway. Let's go ahead and get into your oracle messages. So hopefully we can gain some clarity as to what's going on here. The first messages we have for you are believe in your own magic. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, magic. Maybe whoever's involved is having difficulty with their throat chakra. Now, the first one is flower. Be honest with yourself. So this is about going within. Again, this is about really, really standing in your truth and acknowledging the truth in the situation. Because you see how she's standing there. It's like she just realized something, had this epiphany of some sort. And the honesty of whatever the situation is hitting this individual, which could be you or anyone involved. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people in this. And that's an 8 for you. Next, we have number 1, which is princess. You can be your own knight. So this is about perhaps standing in your own power and not needing to be rescued, because a knight comes in to rescue you. And this is about perhaps you standing on your own 2 feet and not allowing for somebody to come in and rescue you. Maybe they did some things to you to make you feel like you needed them. And having this epiphany is going to help you step into this realization that you don't. And now we have a 14, which is 5, and it says thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. So to me, this is again standing in your power, dealing with the good and the bad of the situation, whatever that is. We've had heartache twice, we've had anxiety, we've had, we even have the 8 of swords here too, all up in your head, mental anguish here. Lots of things are going on here. But in the end, you are going to weave your own crown. You are going to make your own way on your own terms, and you're not falling for whatever people are trying to give you or put on you or something. It's really very interesting energy. Let's go ahead. We're going to get into your pure magic oracle messages next, which again, I was totally blown away, because out of the 6 that I pulled for everybody, or that that flip over when I shuffle, um, it's crazy to me that 5 of them were in the reverse. And I checked my deck to make sure they weren't in the reverse, because I was like, wait a minute here. That's like unheard of. So let's go ahead and see what we can glean from this, because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot going on here. So the first one we have here is number 32, which is a 5. It says mirror magic, lunar light, past lives, spectrum, self-care. And what we're gonna read there, again, I usually read these because I don't know this deck that well. But here we have mirror magic. And again, this was in reverse. It says, the moon shines her light into the vast unknown and touches our corners of the world. She offers her nocturnal magic freely and needs no payment other than appreciation. Her powers control the tides of of water, and she breathes in heavily motion and love. With water and mirror, she sees herself, and we are reminded to do the same, and like her, refrain from any judgment. Mirrors are portals to the astral and spiritual planes, and can act as powerful protective shields. Mirror magic is ancient and has been used in a plethora of ways to induce magical spells of all kinds. In rituals of love, divination, mediumship, and protection, mirrors are important vessels that show us the potential of imagination and spiritual exploration, including the ability to peek into our past lives. Mirrors are created as a means by which to see yourself better. And this alone should remind you to take self care of body, spirit, mind seriously. Pure wisdom. Pay attention to the truth of the situation and determine if the path is aligned to your heart's calling. What do you see when you look into the mirror? Release the need to appear like another and begin to know your unique self within. The time is ripe to make a conscious change, and the lunar light reflects your soul in naked form. The sun, however, brings you a spectrum of colors, which is a signal to invite the diversity of all things into your life. Be patient and release the emotion you continue to hold. Nothing is permanent and everything is fleeting. Are seven spectrums there are seven spectrums for seven wonders, so choose to believe in miracles and not curses of defeat. I'm just going to tell you what came to me as I was reading this. I don't know if you did this, Gemini, or somebody's doing this to you, but somebody used spell magic to try to take your to try to copy you, or you tried to copy somebody. And that's why so many cards are in the reverse. That's why the message is to stand in your own power, your own truth, create your own crown, and not want to be rescued or assisted by somebody else. This is about you going on your own personal journey, and standing on your own 2 feet, and making things happen for yourself and not relying on other people. And I don't know why I got that, but I'm telling you what I got. So, because this spell work was meant to really block you and hold you back. The Queen of Swords is somebody who cuts out stuff, somebody who doesn't play around, and the King of Swords is even worse. But the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, they will go up against one another. And it's very interesting to me that the Queen of Swords was in a challenge position. So that tells me that the Queen of Swords might have went up against the King of Swords, and it had to do something with money. So there's definitely something underhanded going on here. Um, Really interesting. Let's go ahead and move on to the next message here, which is also in the reverse closing circle, number 35. That was a 5. This is an 8. You had a number 1. You had an 8 up here. You had a 5 here. So 2 5s, 2 8s so far. 35. Very interesting energy. Very interesting. Okay. Closing circle. The ritual of a closing circle is the last act of any spell, ritual, prayer, or ceremony. It releases and disperses all energies used in magical practice and allows us to close our work down for the universe to then join and connect. As human beings, our lives run through a framework of time in stages of beginnings and endings. We are all given a running clock from birth and told to use it with wisdom. Under this rule, we must acknowledge that some things have an expiry date to work with or intuit. The act of closing the circle enables us to understand we are part of the great cycle and have power to disconnect to the right things at the right time. Not everyone will be in your life from start to finish. We all walk our own path, and some people stay for seasons or reasons. Consider your values and make the appropriate choice with pure intent. Have you made sure to close all the doors that hinder your power? Have you overstayed your welcome, or has someone overstayed theirs? Release any guilt or shame you have been taught to believe and hold on to out of an associate need. You need nothing in life to make you happy, for that is something that arrives when you see that all things come and go. To appreciate endings and beginnings allows for the heart to expand into the experience and hold memories closer with wisdom and gratitude. Take a breath and open the door to the new and shut the door of the, if need be. You are in control. And again, this is in the reverse. So perhaps there was something here that should have, you did have the 8 of Cups. at some point. Where was it? Yeah, on the crowning energy, walking away from, again, this King of Pentacles, or this King of Pentacles walking away because they learned something after they healed. So perhaps, you had to walk away, or you had to shut the door on a situation, or you haven't shut the door on a situation that should be closed, is what I'm getting there. Also, we have Dejin as your next message, and this is 19, which is a 10, which is also converted to a 1, and that's a new beginning. So let's see here with the 19. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, Gemini, this is interesting. Very interesting. Okay, creatures of, let's see here, Arabic roots, the Jinn and spirits made of air and fire, whose existence has been intrinsically woven in with other pagan beliefs throughout history, neither innately good nor evil. The lines between demons and Jinn are often blurred, embedding their enigmatic image even further. They are said to have existed before the arrival of human beings and are blessed with free will and understanding of good and evil. Described in ancient and magical grimoires, the jinn are called upon in ritual and ceremony for their powers and magical service. It is believed that the jinn are the ones who first taught sorcery to humankind, found along liminal places. They take residency in the ranges of deserts, ruins, and wilderness. The jinn are invisible spirits but can manifest into any form of being, whether animal, insect, human, powerful, destructive, protective, and untamed. We can learn from the spirits of the jinn by understanding how to master the heart we carry. It is the emotion and empathy we can discharge into the world that allows us to be better. Do you correct yourself when casting mental stones of judgment, or are you blissfully naive about the pain that comes from these thoughts, from those thoughts? Do you choose to be better and move beyond the wall of knives, or do you stay in the crowded room of ego, cutting everyone at every turn? Jujin teaches us about the fragility of the mind and spirit, that our first judgment are but reactions taught by society, and it's the second thought that determines how we carry ourselves in the world. So your first thought is normally of, probably ego and societal paradigms and norms, but it's your second thought is truly usually your intuition and your higher self coming through. Pure wisdom, when you are across the line of positivity or negativity, you are responsible for your conscious action. You cannot place blame on another for the choices you make. Be mindful of your next steps and consider the effects of love or fear you are emitting. Interesting. So again, perhaps not being aware of what you're putting out, and perhaps being judgmental. Queen of Swords, can be judgmental, just as the King of Swords. But maybe um, I'm going to tell you, this is like really, this is a difficult read. I'm not going to lie. But we're going to keep on going because it's just what we're going to do. We've got 21, which is a 3. We've got Baraka again in the reverse. Um, the thing that I'm getting here is maybe not understanding manifestation and how that works, and not understanding, not healing some things, not understanding that what you're putting out is being mirrored right back to you by the people and different things and certain situations and circumstances that are occurring in your life. And so the heartache is because these are things that you mirrored out to other people, in your by your actions and what you have done, in not understanding that fully, and maybe perhaps learning that now, because there is some healing that needs to occur in the crowning energy here with the star card here. And then you did have the Four of Wands, which is also another perhaps healing card too. Usually it's more about commitment though, but I'm sorry, Four of Swords is about healing. So no, this is about a commitment. Let's go ahead and go into number 21 and see if we can go in anything further. So this is Baraka. It says, there is a power that radiates from all living things in varying degrees of force and clarity. Different languages have different words to identify this power. The Polynesian refer to it as mana. Among the Yoruba, a prominent language group of Western Africa, it is known as Ox, and in Morocco, this power is called Baraka. In other areas of the Islamic world, some variation on the word may be used. This is a force of holistic power. It does not acknowledge the splits between spirit and matter that human may perceive, but transcends these divisions. Baraka is defined as a positive power, benevolent force. The power can be transmitted, is contagious, can be expanded, and can also be lost. If you consistently feel drained or frustrated of things, just don't that if things just don't ever work out for you, if life lacks a spark of joy, you very likely suffer from a deficiency of this power. You could recognize the power in another person if, having been in their presence, you emerge feeling strengthened and empowered. Mother Earth has this power also. Although a mighty source, she is not without her limits. Magic gives us the ability not to just focus and receive blessings, but to give back to the earth energetically and spiritually. Your power is unique, and by expressing that power positively, you become a valuable asset to earth. As you learn the word of Baraka, you are signaled to remember that your source of energy is held in nature. Are you connected to your nature's loving core, or have you moved beyond its reaches? Put down the distractions and move back into the world, even for a while. For every good turn done for you, do one in return. Whenever you feel your life has been enriched, do what you can to enrich another. This is ultimately your magic, your life, your choice, your responsibility. So this is about understanding the laws of giving and receiving as you move forward as well. Next we have, and this is the only one you got in the upright position, which is drawing down the moon, which is 2911 here. A spectacular rise of contemporary witchcraft drawing down the moon is one of the most sacred spells within practicing covens dedicated to the craft. Directed by the high priestess, the spell invokes the spirit of the triple goddess to channel and speak through her, so the coven members are fueled with the goddess's guidance, wisdom, and power. While the embodiment of the goddess is predominantly female, pure magic tells us that feminine is only one part of the full spectrum, and that it is neither male nor female, but rather an energy that balances the scales of cause and effect. Much like the moon, the goddess is mysterious, beautiful, alluring, and bold. Her power can illuminate secrets hidden among the dark and unveil the true strength of the female on earth. One of the greatest secrets of channeling the goddess lies in knowing the source of her power through her pain. The two are intrinsically linked, and it is there in the pain where she whispers to the flowers of the night, and they bloom her songs of sweet sorrow. Pain is not her weakness, but her strength. It unlocks her magic to master her soul's destiny and enables her to move between both light and dark. The nights of the dark moon are witching nights, and not surprisingly, the goddess associated with the lunar phase are some of the witchiest of all. Lilith, Hecate, Nyx, Proserpina, Medusa, Nephthys, and Kali, among others. All have been considered dangerous, volatile beings, but are also sacred beings of tremendous generosity and power. They are the goddess of life and death, in the liminal in-betweens. Pure wisdom, there is strength in the appearance of stillness, but remember, the moon is always moving, so you must not stand idle either. Trust the intuition that illuminates as it shows you what you need to know. Do not second guess nature, trust and walk your path, as the light will lead the way. Information derived from Judica Ill's website blog. What I got while I was reading this also too is that even though you have been in this heartache and you've been having to deal with this pain, It is going to cause you to step into your fullest power. Really interesting. Very interesting reading. That's all I can say, Gemini. 13, which is a 4. So you had, I want to say you had 4, 5. I don't think you had 6. You had 10, and you had 8 twice. You had 5 twice. You had 3, 11, 1. Okay, that was the only repeating ones. Okay, let's read this last one and then we'll get into the last messages. Close out your reading. Number 13, which is a 4. If an alarm clock is dream's worst enemy, then the mugwort is a dream's best friend. It is a member of the Artemisia genus and is named in honor of the Greek lunar deity Artemis. Mugwort unearths what's hidden within you and drags it screaming, kicking and screaming if necessary to the surface. No other plant has more powerful associations with magic in general and dreams in particular than the sacred mugwort herb. Dreams allow us to receive and transmit magical communiques, although we may not remember them upon waking, and nor do we always understand them. Sleep and the dream states are where healing and rhythmic readjustments most frequently occur. The dream state refuses to be stifled and bound by rigid literal confines we have imposed upon the rest of our existence. Dreams transcend language, although dreams also delight in word games. The threshold between concrete and psychic reality, dreams are where spirits most willingly reveal themselves. In the dream world is where you are most likely to receive communiques from the Earth Mother and the ancestors, as well as spirits, deities, and higher self and shadow parts of your being. Some believe a true purpose of sleep is to provide access to the dream state. Our souls need these opportunities to visit other realms and other powers to replenish our own forces and to solve personal mysteries. The malady known as sleep deprivation can actually be dream deprivation. It has been said since ancient times that we only recall dreams we need to remember. Messages are never always black and white or plain and simple. Like the elusive elemental force of air, sometimes messages are enigmatic riddles or pictorial charades dancing through like an operatic novella of the mind. Sometimes, too, messages need time to unfold for the mind to truly embrace the lesson within the grand design. Let me see what your pure wisdom message is. Um, what clues are you seeing from the dictionary of your dreams? Do you remember your magical nature? You are in the eye of a storm, and messages are appearing before you now, urging you to see their truth. Pay attention to your surroundings of your waking life as you would within a dream. What are you resisting? Remember your true spiritual form. A being created in divine grace is more than the mundane world. See strangers as messengers. What do they have to teach you about yourself? As you shuffle back and forth between your sacrifices and your life's desires, the dream and waking worlds begin to bleed over. Your subconscious is presenting clues to your next steps. You may be willing to put up with difficult situations that others tend to avoid, but you have the ability to see beyond the norm and find a way out through the fog. So perhaps you are going to start to be getting some messages from, your 3D everyday life that are going to help you to discern and move forward in your situation. Let's go ahead and move into the last messages here, which are your super attractive messages. Okay, so the first one we have here is when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. So this is about changing our vibration and understanding again that you are manifesting whatever you are manifesting from, or manifesting at the level of vibration is what you're going to bring in your life. So if you're manifesting in low vibration, you're bringing low vibration into your life. And so really understanding that, waiting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. So perhaps timing, understanding timing, okay? And then I'm sorry, not waiting, wanting more for others. So this is about really stepping into a state of wishing others well, wanting the best for others as well. Maybe you haven't been doing that, but or you have and maybe not enough. So really stepping up your game on that. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. So this is about having faith and trust in the universe, and then also, having powerful intentions to change your life in some way, maybe perhaps in this new passionate beginning kind of thing. I am kind and loving towards others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. So, again, really putting some boundaries in place that are going to protect your vibration now that you've raised it. In stillness, I receive. So, again, going within, having that hanged man, right? Going within, gaining the wisdom, getting the messages that you need. Excuse me. I let the universe catch up with my dreams. So again, divine timing. This is what you're waiting for. You're waiting for the universe to manifest or allow those dreams to come to fruition for you. Now we have directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Again, changing your focus, not looking at the cup half. The five cups here. Where was it? We had five cups. I know we did right over here. Looking at the three down, remembering that there's still two up, okay, and focusing on the two up instead of the three down. Again, changing that focus. It's going to be incredibly important for you. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. So this is about claiming what you know you deserve from the universe. After, of course, doing your healing, of course, changing your vibration, acknowledging some things, being honest with yourself, and no, you don't need to be rescued by anybody. You can do your own rescuing. And then the last one is spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. Again, when you do the work, that's when you're going to get the blessing. So you got to get the lesson before you get the blessing. So I do hope this helps you, Gemini. Much love and light, Lady T.